What about Chelsea's market, Robbo? Because Jules Koundé has been linked with Chelsea, and this is quite a funny one actually, because he said that he's looking for Champions League football. I'm not sure if anyone's told him that Sevilla have actually secured Champions League football for next season. So what does he mean?
He hasn't looked at his own team quite well enough, has he?
I don't think so. Or is he looking at what he thinks is a team that can go on to win the Champions League?
Well, maybe that was his point. But, I mean, he's an excellent centre-half. We've seen that Thomas Tuchel likes to play with three at the back, and Koundé can do most things you want from an outside centre-half. He's quick, he can read danger, he's good on the ball, he can come out with it at the right times. He's not particularly big, although he's got good spring, he can head the ball away. I think he'd be an excellent signing. He's been outstanding for Sevilla.
And Ali's been linked with Real Madrid, Manchester United, Tottenham. What would he bring to Chelsea?
All of the things that Stewie just mentioned there. But I also think that there is a personality to Jules Koundé and how important he was to Sevilla's success, and a guy that simply doesn't look afraid of the moment and afraid of playing in the big stage, in the big platform like it would be for Chelsea. Jules Koundé is ready for the big time, and Sevilla fans may go crazy and say, well, Sevilla is a big time. I'm looking at a step above that. And I think he has a profile to be that sort of player. A little undersized would be the only concern for me, but everything else seems to be working out quite well for Koundé, and it matches perfectly to what Chelsea would do on the field. But if you're Real Madrid and you have Jules Koundé in La Liga, you go and get that guy. You don't want to be depending on Nacho and Eder Militao for the rest of your life. No. How about you bring in somebody who can play either alongside Alaba or can be the guy that takes the place of Sergio Ramos or Rafael Varane. There's a hole there for Real Madrid. If Koundé is there, you go get him.
Are the Premier League clubs starting to outshine Real Madrid in the transfer market in terms of who's going to get their hands on who?
It's not so much outshining Real Madrid or Barcelona as to who gets the players, is simply because they have money. They show up to the table with a bucket full of cash. Here we go. This is what we have available. And Real Madrid shows up with an envelope. This is what we have available. That's not quite the negotiation you want to have. And so Real Madrid and Barcelona are depending on name and history rather than the actual money in front of them.
All right. Christian Romero linked with a €55 million move to Tottenham, Robbo. What are your thoughts on this one?
Well, I saw him a lot last year. I thought he was an outstanding 1v1 defender. He can also come out with the ball. I don't think he's calm when he comes out with the ball. He's a bit rash, but he can come out with it and he makes good runs. Excellent pace, sees danger, good 1v1 defender. I just wonder if whether he can play in a 2 or whether he's a man to play in a 3. At Atalanta, he always played in the 3, so that would be my only question mark. But he's a very good player, no question about that.
It seems that we're seeing, Shaka, a lot of money talked about defensive players at the moment.
Yeah.
Does that tell us something?
It speaks to how important defenders are, which we've seen. It also speaks to the fact that you've got this crop of young defenders coming through, talented defenders, which we haven't been able to say for a very long time. When every time we talk about good defenders in world football, they've all been settled at their big clubs wherever they are, and there's been a dearth of this kind of talent and for clubs to go after. And that's what you're seeing now. That's a market, you know, in a similar way that right now we're talking about a handful of strikers. That's what we were talking about 2 or 3 years ago, where there weren't defenders worth mentioning, in all honesty.
And just a quick mention on Christian Romero. When you think about the success of Argentina in Copa America, it is very easy to point at Lionel Messi and say, oh, this was the moment for Lionel Messi. But the way that Argentina played this Copa America, players like Christian Romero were incredibly important to their success. They were angular pieces, and Romero in particular was outstanding. So it is not a surprise that there are teams out there that would be interested in his services, because this is a guy that over the last couple of seasons has really come around and at the international level has been outstanding for Argentina, certainly was in Copa America.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.